Hi, we're out on the range today, so bear with any gunfire you hear in the background. Now I've got a bunch of different types of handgun ammo. Over here I've got your Remington green and white box, Winchester white box, a couple different types of Federal, what you might call regular ammunition, while by contrast over here I've got your high dollar, supposedly high performance types like Gold Dot, Golden Saber, I got Critical Duty, Critical Defense, Ultimate Defense, things that are sometimes called hyper ammunition. Well, there's no secret that I'm not a big fan of the hyper ammunitions. I don't think you're getting the most bang for your buck, pardon the pun. But when I say that, I am besieged by people going on ad astra with all the reasons why they think the hyper ammunition is so great. One of the reasons I hear is that it's more accurate than the regular ammunition. Is it? And I guess the real question would be, even if it is more accurate, is it enough more so to matter? Well, let's shoot some targets and see if we can shed any light on that. So what we'll do is I'll shoot the top 2 targets with a couple of different types of regular ammunition and the bottom 3 with some different types of hyper ammunition. Now I have to point out that hyper ammunition is made with the mindset that it's going to be used by security employees like armored car guards or law enforcement employees or citizens that are doing concealed carry for reasons of personal protection and anti-personnel purposes. And we all know that the FBI has been telling us for decades that the mean average distance for a lethal confrontation is 7 yards. So today I'm going to shoot at 15 yards, and we'll see, even at that distance that's over twice as far as what they tell me you're most likely to get into, we'll see if there's any meaningful difference in accuracy. So let's start with 9mm. Our test gun will be a Beretta 92 FS, and we'll start with this Winchester white box 115 grain jacketed hollow point. Now let's try our Remington green and white box, and this is also 115 grain jacketed hollow point. Now we'll try Speer Gold Dot ammunition, and this is also 115 grain jacketed hollow point. Now we'll try this Hornady Critical Duty ammunition, and this is a 135 grain ballistic tip bullet. Now let's try our Federal Guard Dog ammunition, and this is a 105 grain bullet. So how'd we do? Well, true accuracy is the ability of a barrel to consistently put a projectile in the same place every time. But in the real world of out on the range shooting targets or hunting or shooting the enemy or what have you, there's a lot of factors that go into accuracy. Primarily 4 categories. Now you may have heard the term accuracy square. Well, it's really more of a trapezoid. But there's basically 4 sides. 1 is the environment, sun glare, wind, so forth. 2 is the gun, 3 the shooter, and 4 the ammunition. Well, in this particular case, although the sun's coming out now, The environment didn't change from one group to the next, the gun didn't change, I didn't change, so we can draw inferences from these groups as to the accuracy of the ammunition. Now I have to point out that this Remington ammo, that's what I used to zero this pistol. This pistol is sighted in with this ammo. And you can see that the Winchester ammo, although it holds a decent enough group, it's not quite in the same place. In some guns, different brands of ammunition will hit in different places. But how does that compare to our hyper ammunition? Well, as you can see, our hyper ammunition groups weren't really any better. Now our critical duty, that was really good. But at the same time, you can see it's a little bit off from the ammunition I actually used to sight the gun in. And so when you're talking about your very expensive carry ammo not hitting in the same place as your less expensive ammo that you might practice with, that can be a factor. Now in this case, an off by an inch at 15 yards, is that really going to matter? If we were hunting chipmunks, yes. But in the intended purpose of this ammunition, no, that's not enough to matter at all. But let's try a different caliber. Now let's try .38 Special. Our gun today will be a Smith & Wesson Model 15 with a 4-inch barrel, and we'll start with our Winchester White Box .38 Special Plus P 125 grain semi-jacketed hollow point. Now let's try our Remington Green and White Box .38 Special Plus P 125 grain semi-jacketed hollow point. Now we'll try our Remington Golden Saber ammunition, and this is also .38 Special Plus P 125 grain jacketed hollow point bullet. Now let's try our Hornady Critical Defense ammunition. Now this is a .38 Special Plus P, but it has a 110 grain bullet. So how'd we do? Well, again, the ammunition I used to zero that particular handgun was the Remington ammunition, and it hit center. Now you notice with both the 9mm and the .38 Special, the Remington just held a little better group than the Winchester White Box. And I can tell you over the years, with every firearm and every caliber I've ever shot, that has been the result. The Winchester ammunition is good ammunition, but the Remington has always been, in anything I've ever done, just a little more accurate. But the bottom line, how did the hyper ammunitions do? You know, not bad. That actually did better than I thought it would. Sometimes those 110 grain bullets can be a little erratic. But either way, accurate, yes. More so than the regular ammo? Not in any meaningful way. Now let's try .45 ACP, and our test gun will be a Colt government model. And we'll start with our Winchester White Box ammunition. Earlier I mentioned using this less expensive ammunition for practice, and yes, you can do that. But I want to make it clear that I am not comparing the hyper ammo to some kind of match grade or target grade ammunition. All the stuff I've used out here today has been semi-jacketed hollow point, jacketed hollow point. It is, although regular, intended for the same purposes as the hyper ammunition I've been firing. In fact, this Winchester is marked personal protection right on the box. Now we'll try our Remington green and white box, and like the Winchester, this is a 230 grain bullet. Now we'll try this Winchester PDX-1 ammunition, which is also a 230 grain jacketed hollow point. Now we'll try the Remington Golden Saber. This is a 185 grain jacketed hollow point bullet. Now it's time for my favorite hyper ammunition, Hornady Zombie Max. This is a 185 grain ballistic tip bullet. So how did we do with the 45? Is the hyper ammunition any more accurate than the regular ammunition? Well, in the PDX-1 Defender stuff, arguably yes, but with the other stuff, not so much. And again, I used the Remington green and white box to zero this particular handgun, and as you can see, the Golden Saber's off by a couple inches, showing again that not all ammunition will hit in the exact same place. Now, off by 2 inches at 15 yards, is that really going to matter in the context for what this ammunition is designed for? Probably not. But what's the real bottom line to everything we've seen here today? Is hyper ammunition any more accurate than regular ammunition? Most of the time, no. Sometimes a little bit, yes. But the real bottom line, is it enough more accurate to matter? You be the judge. So, as always, don't try this at home. I'm what you call a professional. And thanks for watching the Is Hyper Ammunition More Accurate Than Regular Ammunition video.